that teachers don't become educators to make a ton of money, but what some of us might not realize is just how much of their own money they spend during the school year to make sure kids have what they need. Fox 55's Brianna Bias tells us how much money they typically spend and what one organization is doing to lighten their load.
I don't really hesitate if a student needs something. I'm going to make sure that they get it.
The average teacher spends about $750 of their own money on classroom supplies every year. And kindergarten teacher Trenton Osborne is no exception.
Since I was a first-year teacher last year, I definitely spent more out of the gate, and I would say probably close to $1,000. Just setting up my room alone was over $500.
This is his second year teaching at Pierston Elementary, and he says the parents often provide the first set of items for their kids at the beginning of the school year, but then he pays for everything beyond that.
You don't think of it when you're making a purchase too, like $7 here, $10 there, $15 there, but by the end of the year, it adds up.
Juan Brizuela works with Donors Choose, an organization that connects teachers with people who will donate classroom supplies. And he says some of the most common requests are for things like
flexible seating, equipment for classrooms, like wiggle chairs and sometimes bean bags.
But he says the needs aren't always as big as instruments or beanbag chairs. Sometimes they're as simple as individual whiteboards for the students. But even the little things can really add up when you're paying out of pocket.
Right now, 4 and 5 public schools in the country have at least one teacher using Donors Choose. So I think that speaks to how many teachers, public school teachers, are looking for ways to get those extra resources for their classrooms.
But Brizuela says it's not because all school districts are just cheap or lack resources. Some kids have unique needs that aren't in the school's budget. And while Osborne has never used Donors Choose to get all of those extra supplies, he says he does have an Amazon wish list.
Every time I posted an Amazon wish list, my family or friends, they've completely cleared it out. Which has been super awesome. I'm very blessed by that.
But he thinks it's also worth spending his own money on extra stuff to make the school year special. Because he says this might just be his job, but it's his students' lives. In Pierston, I'm Brianna Bias, Fox 55 News.